Hello, everyone. I'm Adnanias, and welcome to another effective communication. We were dealing with 7 C's of effective communication, and we had done number one, which was completeness, and now we are going to work on number two from 7 C's, and it is conciseness. We take the word conciseness from the word concise, which means brief or short. In effective business communication, we have meaning conveying the message by using fewest possible words. Conciseness, conciseness is prerequisite to effective business communication. As you all know, all businessmen have very short time and would want you to give them a concise and complete message. Hence, a concise message saves time and expenses for both parties. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Let's see what it says. Now, here comes a question. How can we how can we bring that conciseness in our communication? How can we adopt it? For achieving that conciseness, we have to consider the following points. There are 3 points, and we will be discussing them one by one in detail in the following slides. So number one, we have avoid wordy expression. Then two, include only relevant material. And then avoid unnecessary repetition. And what we mean by all these, let's discuss them one by one. We have number one on the top, talks about wordy expression. What do we mean by wordy expression? Let's see, we have this phrase at this time. Now, this is the phrase we have, and we're going to replace it with the word now. Now, you can understand the difference between at this time and now. There is a difference that first one had 3 words in it, and the second one, which is precise, has only 1 word. So such terminologies, such words are to be used in business communication. There is no need to be scholarly or use some literary words which are difficult to pronounce or have a very people might have to open up dictionaries for them. So you don't really have to do it. So instead of at this time, you can use only the word concise word, which is now. I always try to use the to the point approach in business scenario perspectives. I mean, when it comes to business, so focus on the main point. Focus on what the reader's interest is. Focus on what the reader has asked you to do. So I'm going to deal with those things later on, but the point and the requisite that is given to you by the reader that you have to fulfill is to be focused on. And let's move on to the next slide. It talks about include only relevant information. Always try to provide only relevant information to the receiver of the message. Let's say one of your customers requested some detail about your clients. What you're going to do is to provide the list of your clients to your customer, but what you're not going to do is give extra detail about the clients about the clients in your panel, because that wasn't required, that wasn't asked. So you're not going to do what is not asked. You're only going to do what has been asked to be concise in your communication. So there are few techniques, few tips for you to observe. Let's have a look at them. Stick to the purpose of the message, and then delete or prune irrelevant words. Avoid long introduction, unnecessary explanation. Get to the point concisely. Get to the important point concisely, as quickly as possible. And then we have avoid unnecessary repetition. Sometimes repetitions is necessary for focusing on special purpose or special issues. However, if you use repetition in multiple times in your communication, that is going to ruin your impression, your company's impression, and you might have to let your customers go. I mean, they might be disappointed and they find you might, they might be finding they might say your communication is poor. I mean, they might not say it, but they will quit. So this is what nobody would want to experience. Okay, nobody would want to have such experiences, bad experiences. So make sure the focus is on the special issue. Make sure there's no repetition in your language, in your communication, except for whenever needed. Don't make it wordy or boring at all. And then there are some ways to eliminate unnecessary words. You can eliminate them, you can prune them, you can delete them. But oh, you can just cross them out. Use shorter name after you have mentioned the long name once. For example, we have Spectrum Communication Private Limited. Use Spectrum only next time you use it. Second time you use, you are supposed to be using Spectrum. Use pronouns or initials. For example, instead of using World Trade Organization, every time you need to name that person, use WTO. Or you can also use some other abbreviations like IT stands for Information Technology, keeping in mind the background of your reader or receiver, listener or receiver of your information. So that's it. That's what we're going to do in this video. And I hope it's going to be helpful for you. Thank you very much. Have a